I have no idea who fits into the top 10. And I think the more important question of like, who's the best team in the country at this moment, there's no answer. There is zero right answer to that question. I tweeted this out. If anyone looks, if you're at the bar with your buddies or a friend of a friend, and somebody says to you, this team's the best team in the country, clearly they're going to win a national title, that person is a fucking liar. That person has no idea what they're talking about. You can't tell me after 6 weeks you've seen enough from all of these teams to know this team has it all figured out. Because let's paint the picture really quickly. Alabama just lost to Vandy. Ability to stay focused for games where they need to be. That question mark is been built up, and their inability to defend rushing quarterbacks is now there. We move to Georgia. They dropped the game against Alabama. They've got problems with their run game. They got problems with their offensive line and injuries. Ohio State hasn't played anybody. No. So we don't know the level of degree of talent that they have until next week when they play Oregon. Oregon looked great against Michigan State. They also haven't freaking played anybody. They did beat Boise State with Ashton Jeanty, but they also have not fucking played anybody. Penn State works UCLA, but does it in a very bland and boring manner.
They were 30-point favorites, and they didn't cover against UCLA.
Right.
It was free money because we know who Penn State is. We know if Penn State could make the playoff in an expanded playoff only, though.
Texas beats a Michigan team that just lost to Washington that also clearly was overranked. USC shouldn't be in the conversation because they couldn't beat Minnesota. I could have told you that Miller Moss would have thrown a game-breaking pick to close out the game. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to listen to me that I said that the guy's not very good. We're not going to go there, though. There is no clear answer of who the top team is. If I was asked this, though, I would lean Ohio State. I think I would argue the Iowa win today is more impressive than Texas's win over Michigan.
I lean Texas. Iowa is not a serious team. Iowa got a first down rushing on a fourth and short attempt, and then took a timeout and repunted the ball away after getting the first down.
Was that today?
Yes. I was
wait. But here's where I'm pushing back on this before you continue. Iowa's only loss is to a really good Iowa State team that's probably going to win the Big 12.
I'm just saying here, Iowa does not play up well to ranked opponents. Elliot Clow had an insane tweet today. I think Iowa's been outscored like 127-0 against awesome. Top 10 opponents or ranked opponents. So they are not Iowa's going to be Iowa. They're going to beat up on any team in the Big 12 that doesn't have or Big 10 that doesn't have a great quarterback. That's what they're going to be. They're going to be shoddy on offense. Kate McNamara had a couple good drives, though, where it looked like he was dotting. Shocking. But for the most part, I'm not respecting an Iowa win. That just tells me that you can outlast a team. Texas, uber talented.
That Michigan win is so mediocre now. It is so clearly mediocre, that Michigan win.
To your point, though, I now am being forced to pick Texas. Last week, it would have been Alabama.
But you don't need to be forced to pick Texas. I think that the easier pick in this situation is Ohio State. Because you have the cushion of saying, well, they haven't played anybody but they've beaten the crap out of everybody that they've played. You have that little bit of cushion to say. And again, that Iowa win is much nicer than you're willing to give it credit for.
Michigan
shouldn't be ranked, by the way.
Michigan,
take them out.
Michigan.
USC shouldn't be ranked.
No
one should be ranked. You should just have a number one team, and then it's just a list. All 130. It's alphabetized.
Oh, this is your revolution?
Yeah, revolution.
Soapbox? Yeah.
I want a alphabetized list where it says T133. Everyone's tied for 133rd in the country. No one's good. Everyone's bad. Everyone has issues.
You know what? You pitched me an idea of stats or rankings that we could develop with the Hack City brand. I think T133 is the first launching point that we could use. But, Ohio State, sleepy first 6 weeks. All right, they haven't played dick. But next week, you get Oregon. And then they get a testy...
I didn't like the way you said that word, by the way.
Then they get a testy Nebraska team, and then Penn State. So all these questions that are going to be cast to Ohio State should be answered pretty promptly.
Here's my pitch that's going to play bigger into the chaos of the season. I am calling now. Ohio State's going to lose on November the 9th to Purdue.
Oh, what?
That's what's going to happen. That's going to be I'm looking to see what the bonkers loss is going to be, and that's the bonkers loss.
It would be Indiana. It would be Indiana over Purdue.
Wait, I need to see. Yeah, because Indiana would make too much sense because Indiana is probably going to be ranked at the end of the season. So, like, if a ranked Indiana team beats Ohio State, like, I just don't think that's going to happen. Ohio State's going to show up pissed off and be like, these schlubs think that they can take us and they can show up. Purdue's the game where they show up not paying attention, just thinking like, oh, it's Purdue. They gave up 66 points to Notre Dame.
You got some balls on you.
And it's 18-15, and something just god awfully wrong when happened.
I got crucified for predicting a Purdue upset against a worse team.
Because you picked them to upset Notre Dame, and they lost 66-6. You couldn't have been more wrong. That's why you got criticized.
No. I was criticized when I initially picked it, and again, my rationale for that was if Notre Dame had
wear it on
your
face. Wear it on your face.
No, Notre Dame.
No. Wear it on your face.
Blew their game a week too early. It would have happened to Purdue.
Here's my pitch for Texas's bonkers loss. November 9th, the same weekend.
Oh, wow.
Florida. Billy Napier has been fired for multiple weeks, and DJ Lagway wills them to an upset victory. That's going to be my pitch to play into the absurdity of this batshit ass season.
I can't even rationalize the thought of Florida beating Texas. There's no.
I'm obviously not saying that
bonkers pick.
For anyone who's like jumping in the comments like, why do you think they're losing to Florida? I'm like saying it jovially. It is. If this season is crazy as this week was, something like that is going to happen in the next 6 weeks.
I'm going to sub in a different team, a team that we saw do it. Vandy.
No. You're not understanding. You're not understanding.
Vandy doesn't just get one this year; they get two.
You're not getting the bit, man. The bit is.
I get the bit.
Vanderbilt is going to quite possibly shit their pants the rest of the way. They lost to Georgia State. We need.
I know they lost to Georgia. I know that.
They're not. If you're Vanderbilt, you got one of those in you. You got one of those in you.
Bonkers season. Vandy knocks down two number ones in the same year, and we have to force them into the playoff. That's what happens.
All right, now you're just playing it up too much.
Now we're doing the bonkers.